There was this post I seen that said, I think couples should have separate rooms. Couples should have separate rooms. That's where it came from. It's what Jay Versace said. I know we see this typically with older folks, and I have my theory about it. But should couples have their own separate rooms? What are you guys' thoughts about it? Just for people that's first time tuning in, we have several topics. We don't have a lot on the front end, but we're gonna dive into the takeoff incident pretty early on the stream. But I just like to give a little icebreaker, and I got one more topic, and then we'll dive right into it. What are you guys' thoughts about this?
Um, it's not uncommon. You've seen it throughout history that couples sleep in separate rooms. To be quite honest, I don't. I believe it takes a lot to learn to sleep with somebody every night. It's not comfortable. In them struggle days of that queen bed before you get to the full, that's a struggle. Oh, am I echoing?
Hold on. So instead of getting another bed, you'll get another room.
Oh, that was Shan. I just muted you, Shan. That's you.
When you just get a bigger bed instead of a whole nother room.
The bigger bed does solve the problems for some people, but I think whether it's like wild sleepers or I think I was watching some of the shows from like the 60s and the 70s. Yeah, people had separate rooms. That's how they would depict those family shows. They kiss each other goodnight and go into their separate spaces. So it's not uncommon, but I personally believe some people, yeah, they like closeness. They like pillow talking and that nighttime conversation with their spouse. But other than that, yeah, it's not uncommon if it works for them.
No, nowhere in hell. A man cave or a basement, somewhere where I can like get away and do work. But to go to bed, no. If I ain't sleeping next to my lady, we ain't together. I don't know what the hell that is. I do want a different room where, during the day, like, I don't know, just a room where I can do stuff at, have my stuff set up. Ain't nobody gonna touch my stuff. But when it comes to going to bed, no, I don't understand that.
Well, from what I know, typically, sometimes the older you get, the less tolerance you have. So you just don't want to deal with the shit. For instance, snoring. If the man is snoring, that's one of the things that a woman can't stand. Like, I just can't sleep. But I'm curious to hear some of the other responses. Go ahead, Ricky.
I think it's weird, man. I think it's weird. Like, you my girl, bro. I'm your guy. Like, nah, bro. Nah, like they say, what's next? Separate houses, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, like you supposed to be married. Like it's the agenda for pushing people farther and farther away for the most idiotic reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all supposed to be married, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that, if some stuff go down and, you got to sleep on the couch or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That stuff happens. I ain't going to say that don't happen, bro. But come on, man. Two different rooms, man. What's the point? What's the point, man? Like, you setting yourself up for a negative thing to happen. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? That's weird. I don't know. I guess I'm different. I guess I don't know. I think it's weird, but that's just me. And how old was old boy on the picture? 12. What are you talking about? What he know about staying in separate rooms? He looked like he was about 14 years. Look at that dude, man. Shut up, Jay Versace. Your mama still buy your Versace. Shut up, bro.
Yes. I think. Man, I'm with y'all. I guess I'm gonna say, do what makes you happy. If you want your own room, and if you and your woman are okay with it, then praise be to the Most High. If you don't want separate rooms, praise be to the Most High. Me, I need to, I like to cuddle, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I like to cuddle. All right. So
what?
Yeah, that's right. I like to cuddle. I like intimacy.
You talking about like big spoon, little spoon? That what you talking about?
All that. Like, that's at, what I'm saying? I just like intimacy. You know what I mean? Put your leg on my leg. You know what I mean? At period. I am gonna roll over because I can't. My arm gonna fall asleep on you if you laying on my arm. So I am gonna roll over on you. But at the end of the day, like, intimacy. So
Hey, Ali, make sure you know when you get the separate rooms, make sure you put in the schedule what day you gonna get some buns. You know what I'm saying? Are you Thursday? Is your show not on? You know what I'm saying? Do we got time? Fuck out of here.
hey, yo, nah, that's exactly what it sounds like to me. Nah, but honestly, also, and some people who are in polygamous relationships, that's the reason why they got multiple rooms, because one of them in one room and the other one in another room.
But it says couples.
Yeah, I mean, you right.
It said couples. Like I was thinking about it, say for me, man, I want to be able to roll over at any time.
That's right.
And get it in.
Go ahead.
If I was in a polygamous
not humble
situation,
on that one.
Well, if I was in a polygamous situation, we would have separate rooms because sometimes somebody would want to sleep by themselves or with the other person or whatever. Yeah. So I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, because that's something I wouldn't mind living.
I was with Mr. Lego with that too. Like, I do want my own little room for my own. Like, don't touch none of my stuff, the whole 9 yards. Like, I respectfully. But when it's time to go night, yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, I think this topic right here is a big fact to say when that arm fall asleep. It kind of changed up everything.
Yeah. So have y'all ever just tried to deal with it and like just stay there and your arm just died?
No. I have before. I was like, yeah, I should have definitely stopped before I felt my arm going to sleep.
Yo, there are things worse. But there are worse things than falling asleep. If you the biggest dude, if you a big dude, but you got a lady that straddle sleep, like put her whole extremities out. Now you push to the corner of the bed. Like, there are a lot of things that make people be like, yo, the king, California king ain't even enough.
I'm gonna tell you, ladies, how you know your man love you, right? That's how you know he love you. Step one, right? Y'all never been on a plane, right? And your girl go to sleep on you and you be in the most uncomfortable position, bro, but you will not move so she can't sleep.
I'm one of those people. Hey, like I said, I would ruin my whole arm, the cartilage in my arm to make sure she's okay. It's just kind of sad.
Yeah, just
y'all are some good dudes. Because
for her, just taking a straight beating for her. That she talk about. How did you
look, man? I'm a disabled vet. I got back issues. Okay, I'm moving that shoulder. Sorry.
And they got a nerve to ask you, how did you sleep? Well, I slept.
What are you talking about?
I want to get let me get Shannon.
I sacrificed what they listen. I crawl so you could walk. God damn it.
Let me get Shannon and Rio in. You guys talked about the couples should have separate rooms.
Oh, here goes Shannon. I know.
He said, "Here goes Shannon." Y'all be knowing I'll be going against the grain. Yeah, it's not that it's not that I'm intentionally going against y'all. It's just that I think
how you feel.
You know, so hold on a second.
Hold
on.
Yeah, everybody wait for Shannon.
What in the world is going on? Really, Shannon? This is what we're doing?
Got all these phones ringing. So it's not that I think that it's not that I go against you guys. It's just that, okay, first things first. Every man should have a man cave. Every man should have a man cave. Remember, I've been married twice, and I've lived with women lots of times. Even all of my roommates was women. I know what it's like to want your own space.
Roommates?
So, no, I've had college. From college, back in college in the 90s, all the way up until I got married the first time. Then I got married the second time. I know what it's like to hold on one second. I accidentally did something. Hold on.
You got a lot going on over there. All that technology.
So all men should have a man cave. All men should have a man cave, period. Whether you convert a garage, whether you build a shed in the back, whether it's just you and your lady and you guys get a 2-bedroom apartment and you turn that second bedroom into your man cave. Every man should have a getaway area to go watch the game, to go do crafts, to go build shit, to go put furniture together, to create models, to do whatever you want to do. That's going to be good for your mental. Number two is, should couples have a separate room? See, the reality is, and thank God for Ricky. Ricky's like 25 years in the game, and he's like, yo, it's weird for him, right? But for a lot of guys want to be different, want to be away from they don't want to be around that. They want her around, you know what I'm saying? But not always up under him. And when it, movie time is cool. We can watch movies together when we having sex. That's gonna be good. But like when you guys say that I want a room that I can have my stuff, oftentimes you're gonna fall asleep in there. And there's gonna be times that you don't want to get up and go to bed with your woman dressed up in her 7 layers of clothes, her bonnet, and all that shit. You just want to fall out where you were because you've been working all night. And typically high-level thinkers need their own space. So it's not so much I want to get away from my woman. I don't want to be around you. I'm not trying to, you get on my nerves. No, you love your girl, but sometimes you need your own space. And this is why guys sometimes are always in the garage, always in the backyard, always in the back shed working on something. And sometimes, what if it's inclement weather? You want to be inside. You may just want to fall asleep where you are. And here's the thing. Your wife may want you to be over there so she can do her own thing. So she can do her nails, or she can watch Lifetime TV, or she can have her own space. And it has nothing to do with a bad marriage. It has nothing to do with I hate you. I can't stand being around you. It's just, yo, you got your space. We all up under the same roof. We have one residence, but you have your space and I have mine, and we love each other. Where you are cool where you are, and I'm cool where I am. And so living in the same house, by the way, most people won't be able to do this because a lot of people don't have that kind of space that they can have their own room. But if you do have the kind of house that you can have your own space, I don't think that that's a bad thing for couples. And I think that allows them, especially if they get in an argument. Sometimes you need to go to your corner. I need to go to mine. Oftentimes arguments escalate into something real bad because one motherfucker won't leave. It's like, yo, just give me oftentimes men want to get away. It's like, yo, I don't want to hear that shit right now. Just let me go. And you don't want to go out into the front, sit in the car in the driveway. You don't want to go into the living room where you can still hear her yap. You want to go into your room. And that'd be good. So you guys could come back together, or maybe hour or the next morning or whatever, to have a discussion over what you was arguing about the last night. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing that couples should have separate rooms. The way it's written is almost like we live together, but we roommates. No, I got my space, you got yours. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
All right. Go ahead, Rio.
Hey, okay, good.
Yeah, I think the ideal situation, yes, you should be sharing the same room. I think it's problematic if you actually, unless you're a senior citizen and somebody got to have the oxygen on or something like that. I think it's problematic if you say, this is my bedroom and this is your bedroom. But I do agree with what Shan is saying. I think in real life, especially long-term relationships, sometimes people do kind of fall asleep where they are. You got to really be in tune, I think. It doesn't matter if you're sleeping in the same room and there's not a whole lot, going on in there in way of the romance department. You know what I mean? If there ain't nothing going on but sleep, snoring, sweats, farting in a comforter tug of war, it's not really, an ideal experience anyway. You know what I mean? People who have, romance, people who have that type of connection to where it's just like, I can turn my mind off, in your presence because you know how to relax me, and vice versa. When you have a vibe, when you look forward to that part of your day, when you sleep facing each other or spoon or whatever your forte, you know what I mean? When there's a real connection going on, and that's not just one person who is out cold and the other scrolling on their phone. You're not really present. You may be there physically, but you're not really present, So I think it's more about what's going on in there than it is so much about where you're actually physically located in the house.
I don't agree with that. I gotta be next to my lady. I'm not going to sleep if in the relationships I've been in, I'm not falling asleep in no other room. I don't understand that part.
But what's going on in there, Mr.
We about
Lego?
to get a divorce. I don't like her. We mad at each other. We don't make some decision or whatever. I ain't falling asleep nowhere except for with my lady or my wife. I can't see that.
Just to add to it, like now I think about it, there are couples where this happens naturally. It's not even like a decision. I would have said the same thing y'all are saying years ago, but then my children were born. And I told her straight up, yo, I don't want to roll over on one of these babies. Like, yo, we got to do something. I don't want to, like, they just end up in bed at night. So, you know, she goes to sleep over there. Sometimes I let them sleep in the bed. I got real comfortable with my own space, sprawling my legs out the way I want to. I made my office my little zone. I blow up the air mattress in here and had the best sleep of my life. So there are natural circumstances that occur to where you just understand that you want your own space and it's better for you ultimately. I had to go back to the chiropractor because of my